And now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for Fort Atkinson, number 2, Carson Baker. Number 3, Cody Zong. Number 15, Kay Posey. Number 22, Grayson Wixom. And number 4, Jordan Florine. And now, Monona fans, on your feet, it's time to meet your Silver Eagles. At guard, 6'4" senior, number 11, Henry Houston. At forward, 6'2" senior, number 3, Jordan Bishop. The man in the middle, 6'7" senior, number 24, Kyle Nett. At guard, 6'7" senior, number 5, Sam Heck. And at guard, 6'1" senior, number 2, Caden Nelson.
Good evening, Monona Grove. I am not Steve Martinelli. I'm your host, Robert Coffey. And tonight we have the matchup of the 0-9 Fort Atkinson Blackhawks versus your 6-3 Monona Grove Eagles. Tip-off goes to Kyle Nett. And pass to Caden Nelson, passing it around. Monona Grove sitting around the threes. Henry Houston with the 3 attempts, no good. Out on Sam Hepp, who goes into the bleachers. Fort Atkinson ball. Grayson Wixom passes it into Carson Baker. Carson Baker drives it up. Oh, at the key, pushed out by Caden Nelson. Fort Atkinson ball. Pass it into Jordan Floden. Out around the threes, guarded heavily by MG. Ooh, gives it to Sam Hepp, struggling with the ball. Passes it over to Jordan Bishop. Bishop passes up to Hepp at the key. Dribbles in, passes it out to Henry Houston, out to Caden Nelson. Bishop with the ball, pass it out to Henry Houston. And he tries to throw it to Kyle Nett, and it ends up going out of bounds. Fort Atkinson ball. Carson Baker passes it in to Grayson Wixom. Back to Baker, guarded heavily by Caden Nelson. It's back, gives it a layup. Baker going up, driving on. Stolen by Jordan Bishop. Sam Hepp drives it up. Out to Caden Nelson, who drives it in. Out to Nett, back to Hepp. Ooh, guarded heavily by Grayson Wixom. Caden Nelson out by the threes. Almost stolen, but not quite. MG taking it slow. Ooh, he drives in. Kyle Nett. Ooh. Fouled by Fort Atkinson. Kyle Nett will shoot 2. Ooh, missed the first one. Almost makes the second one, but not quite. Now Fort Atkinson driving it back. Gives it to Baker. Back to Wixom. Ooh, stolen by Caden Nelson on the pass to Baker. And he makes another fast break layaway. Still a lot of time left in the half. Fort Atkinson passing the ball around. Ooh, Baker out of the corner, bounced off the backboard, and Sam Hepp is struggling for it. Will end up being MG ball. Foul by Wixom. His first of the day. Sam Hepp will take it up. Surprisingly not fouled on that. Charged through the free throw line. Wixom brings it up. Pass to Vandermouse. Ooh, stolen by Sam Hepp. Oh, and he drains it on a dunk. And a timeout. Score is 6-0. 14 minutes to play. All right, Fort Atkinson ball on the time in. Pass it out to Wixom, who drives it in with Sam Hepp on him. Tries to find someone to pass to, and he just passes it right out of bounds. Coach Dan Zwiefel passes it into the ref. Houston into Caden Nelson. Nelson drives it up, out to Hepp, out to Houston. Houston puts it up, no good. Bishop ends up getting it. Ooh, fouled. Sam Hepp will shoot two. Makes the first one. This is the second one, recovered by Net, out to Hepp. Nelson shoots it for three, no good. Looks like Net fouled him. Score is 7-0. 14 minutes left to play in the first half. Brings it out to number 1. Jordan Floden fouls Sam Hepp. He'll throw it in. MG will bring it up. Sam Hepp drives it in, passes it out to Caden Nelson. MG passing the ball around. Henry Houston ends up shooting it for 3 and no good. Hepp drives it back in and lays it in. 9-0 Monona Grove. Wixom out to Cody Zahn. Ooh, Bishop brings it in, and no, they're going to say he's out. Isaac Stenson will come in for Kyle Nett. Ford Atkinson ball. Pass it into number 0. And oh, swatted away by Sam Hepp. Jordan Bishop will recover. Pass it out to Nelson. MG will pass it up, and oh, Isaac Stinson almost lays it in, and he's, oh, called for a travel. Ford Atkinson ball. And it's a fast break for Ford Atkinson, and oh, he gets it in. And the and one will bring him to the free throw line. And Trey Loken comes in for Henry Houston. Does make a recovery by Sam Hepp. He'll dribble it out, gives it to Nelson. Ooh, Nelson is fouled. Gives the ball to Hepp. Hepp passes it out to Caden Nelson. Nelson out to Trey Loken. Loken to Stinson. Stinson into Atkinson. Nelson gets it at the key, drives it in, gives it to Loken. Loken gives it to Stinson, and MG's passing it all around. Atkinson tries to put it up, but ends up getting it to Ford Atkinson. Ford Atkinson gives the ball movement and ends up traveling. MG ball. Caden Nelson brings it up to the key. Passes it out to Loken. Loken drives it in, gives it to Atkinson. MG's passing it around. Hepp up for 3, no good. Rebound by Jordan Floden. Ford Atkinson brings it up. Oh, Sam Hepp swats it away again. Wow, bit of a pile over there. Oh, gets the and one. Impressive. So now we'll have number 21, Caleb Heffelder, shoot for 1. And he makes it 9-5. Ooh, Caden Nelson makes his way through 3 defenders and is end up fouled. He'll shoot for 2. Makes the first one. Lots of substitutions for MG. Henry Houston comes back in, along with Sam Gronsky and Lance Nelson. Nelson makes the second free throw, giving MG an 11-5 lead. Baker brings it up, pass it in. Ford Atkinson trying to make some magic happen. And ooh, it's out on MG. That'll give Ford Atkinson the ball. 11 minutes to go in the first half. Looks like the refs are discussing. And Ford Atkinson will still get the ball. Ooh, tries to pass it into Flo. Oh. Saying it's out on MG. Blackhawks pass it in. And drives the lane. And oh, looks like he stepped out. That'll be MG ball. Caden Nelson getting some pressure. But no, he'll give it to Houston. And then Nelson will make his way through 3 Blackhawk defenders. Houston will put it up for 3. Oh, no good. Floden will end up getting it to Baker. Baker at the key, gives it to Floden. I think there was a foul. Yeah, looks like Henry Houston fouled him on that one. Jordan Bishop comes in for Sam Hepp in the meantime. Ford Atkinson will pass it in. Brings it out to Halfelder. Ooh, stolen by Henry Houston. Caden Nelson recovers and ooh, will put it up for a fast break layup. His 3rd of the night. Ford Atkinson passing around. And Baker ends up putting it up for 3, but no good. Ended up recovered by Sam Gronsky. Lance Nelson brings it out to Caden Nelson, and looks like he'll be fouled by a Ford Atkinson player. Caden Nelson will shoot 2. Nelson puts it up and he makes it. And he'll make the second one. Ooh, and now Nelson's out. Brought in for Kyle Nett. Ford Atkinson will bring it in with heavy pressure from MG. Lance Nelson will cover Baker. Covering him very tight. Baker into Floden, but no, bounced off his foot, and now Lance Nelson has the ball. Nelson brings it up, brings it out to Houston. Houston drives it in, brings it up, and ooh, will get the easy layup. Lots of pressure from MG, and that'll bring a jump ball. Oh no, looks like a foul. That'll give Fort Atkinson the ball when it's 17-5, MG. Zahn ends up getting the ball. He'll drive it up. No, he'll give it to Baker. Zahn shoots it up for two, and no, just bounces out. Henry Houston drives at the ball. Gives it out to Lance Nelson. Nelson gives it to Net. Houston shoots it up for three, and ooh, he drains it. Zahn out to Baker. Baker drives it up, Lance Nelson guarding him. Easy shot, and no, he'll miss that. Now it'll be out on Fort Atkinson, giving MG the ball. Substitutions come in, Caden Nelson comes in, and Sam Hepp comes in. Those that go out are Sam Gronsky and Lance Nelson. 25 MG, 8:25 left to play. Caden Nelson brings it out to Houston, and Houston trades another. Intensity that MG's got. Fort Atkinson's gonna have to match. Fort Atkinson getting guarded a little heavily by MG. Trying to get any opportunity they can. Ooh, brings it out to number one. Oh, no good. Sam Hepp will drive it up to the key. Brings it out to Nelson. Nelson gives it to Houston. Houston for another three, and yes! Houston for 3 threes on the night. Houston on fire. And that'll bring up a Fort Atkinson timeout. On the night, Caden Nelson has 10 points, Henry Houston has 11, and Sam Hepp has 5. Bringing MG scores to 26 against Fort Atkinson's 5. Timeman gives Fort Atkinson the ball. Fort Atkinson will try to get some kind of levy on MG. Fort Atkinson passing it around. Brings it back out, drives in, fadeaway jumper, and no good. Rebounded by Sam Hepp. Caden Nelson brings it up to the key. Pass it out to Houston. Gives it to Nelson. Nelson drives in, and oh, travel. gives Fort Atkinson the ball. 7 minutes to play in the first half. Floating gives the ball out. And, oh, pass it right into Caden Nelson's arms. And, oh, dirty alley-oop between Caden Nelson and Sam Hepp. Oh, and there we go, Caden Nelson with another breakaway layup. Floden brings it up and gives it to Fort Atkinson, who gets a jump shot. Henry Houston gives it out to Caden Nelson. Nelson out to net, and Houston puts it up for another three, and ooh, sadly cannot connect. Nelson gets it up for a three and drains it. That gives Caden Nelson 15 points on the night. Jordan Bishop slaps the ball out of bounds. Brings our subs in, Isaac Stinson, Sam Gronsky, and Trey Loken. Fort Atkinson ball as Wixom passes it into Baker. Baker looks to Halfelder. Halfelder brings it out to Yoder. Fort Atkinson passing around, drives the lane, tries to get in for a layup. Looks like it'll be a foul.
Serving with foul number 22, Gronsky is first, team sixth. At the line shooting to.
That'll bring Halfelder to the free throw line. Makes the first one. 33-8. Halfelder shoot another. Missed the second one. Back out to Fort Atkinson. Oh, Caden Nelson tries to steal it. Fort Atkinson tries to get it out on the three-point line. Baker almost connects, but not quite. Gives a foul to Isaac Stinson. Giving Fort Atkinson the chance to shoot on the line with Grayson Wixom. Connects on the first free throw. Connects on the second one. Giving MG only a 23-point lead over the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks. Nelson brings it up, passes it over to Trey Loken. Loken drives in, and oh, looks like it'll be a charge on Trey Loken. Fort Atkinson pass it in. Floating to bring it down. Fort Atkinson just tries to get it in, and not quite sure what happened there. It looked like a travel. Looks like Wixom will shoot for the bonus free throws. Makes first one. 33-11. makes the second one. Wixom with the accuracy on the free throws. Nelson has it around the three-point arc. He drives the lane. Oh, looks like it'll be snuffed out. Gronsky tries to get the ball, and no. But Caden Nelson will. And oh, it's stolen again. And oh, now Fort Atkinson has bringing the ball out of bounds. Now some MG substitutes. Carson Atkinson, Lance Nelson, Jordan Bishop, and Henry Houston in, along with Sam Hepp. That's your MG5. This now give MG the ball. Fort Atkinson will let him drive in. MG's passing it around. Looking to expand on their 21-point lead over Fort Atkinson. And oh, Anderson will lay it in for an easy layup. Houston will guard him tight. Floden drives the lane and oh, is stopped by Henry Houston. Out to Yoder. Yoder gives it to Vandermouse. Yoder for three. And no. Henry Houston recovers, gives it to Sam Hepp. Sam Hepp drives, gives it a little jump shot. And oh, makes it in. 3 minutes left to play in the first half. MG 37, Fort Atkinson 12. Fort Atkinson ball after the kicked ball foul. MG brings it out to the three-point arc. Vandermouse tries to drive and cannot connect. Anderson gives up his body for the ball and can't bring it back in. Kyle Net comes in for Jordan Bishop as Grayson Wixom will pass the ball in for Fort Atkinson. Brings it in. And back to Wixom. Wixom passing around. Halffelder out to Wixom. Wixom to Vandermouse. Wixom has the ball, he drives the lane. Tries for a layup and can't connect. Anderson will rebound, gives it out to Hepp. Oh, now they're gonna say Hepp traveled. Fort Atkinson will bring it in with 2 minutes left. Vandermouse fights his way through. Wixom up for three, and oh, he connects. Giving Fort Atkinson 15 points. Lance Nelson drives it in, tries to get a layup and can't get it. Anderson recovered, but Fort Atkinson slowly got it back. Wixom tries to get another three, but can't get it.
Silver, your foul number 21, Nelson, his second.
Substitutions include Caden Nelson and Jordan Bishop. Vandermouse at the line after the double bonus. This is on the first one. And Vandermouse misses on both free throws. Caden Nelson on the fast breakaway. Slows it down and gives it into Kyle Nett. Kyle Nett puts it up for an easy 2. Ooh, Caden Nelson steals it again. And ooh, he can't connect on the final point giver. Vandermouse out to Yoder. Yoder shoots it up for 3 and can't get it. Nelson ends up rebounding. Nelson gives it to Nett. Nett out to Bishop. Bishop to Nelson. Nelson to Nelson. And Caden Nelson shoots it up. And no good. Fort Atkinson brings it back. And Sam Hepp intercepts the pass again. Hepp to Nelson and oh, so close. Nett's there for the rebound and he puts it back up for another 2 points. Wixom brings it up. Floating gives him an opportunity, brings it back in and oh, swatted away by Hepp. Nett will be charged with that foul, bringing Floating to the line for 2. Stinson and Houston come in for MG. Sorry, no. Stinson and Loken come in for these last 14 seconds. Nelson recovers. Oh. Sam Hepp fouls him. No, it'll be a foul on Yoder, giving Hepp the bonus free throw. Hepp shoots it up, makes the first one. Can't get the other one, and now it'll be out on Fort Atkinson, giving MG the ball with 11.2 seconds left on the clock. 42-15 MG. Almost closing out on this first half. Nelson has the ball, and he'll try to chew the clock out. Gives it out to Houston. Houston drives the lane and, oh, gets another 2 for MG. Clock will run out of time, and that brings halftime. Monona Grove 44, Fort Atkinson 15. We'll be right back with more Silver Eagles coverage. We're here about to start the second half. And if it's between you and me, Fort Atkinson's going to have to pull out some miracle to get this game back in their hands. MG sitting at 44, Fort Atkinson 15. Fort Atkinson's 0-9 team is looking to get their first win. MG with a very, very dominant lead. And the game playing in MG's favor. With Henry Houston with 3 threes. Caden Nelson with more than 4 steals. And MG is playing key textbook basketball right here. Now I know Christmas is over, but you know, Fort Atkinson might have to start wishing upon a star. And second half begins in Fort Atkinson's hands. Fort Atkinson around the key. Can't drain a 3 tonight. Sorry, there was one earlier. Forgot about that. And wow, speaking, Henry Houston gets an easy jump shot. Wixom brings it up at the key. Gives it to Floden. Floden out to Baker. Looks like there was a foul on the other side of the court. That'll give Fort Atkinson the ball. No more bonus, second half. Down at the 3, gives it to Wixom. Zahn puts it up for a jump shot, and he drains that in. Oh, Nelson loses the control of the ball, and Baker brings it back. And oh, it's stolen by Bishop. It looks like that's going to be charged as a foul. Nelson steals it from Fort Atkinson, gives it to Hep. Hep puts it up, Nelson recovers it. Out to net, now back to Nelson. Houston gives it over to Hep. Looks like he got fouled, and that'll give MG the ball back. Oh, Net tries passing to Nelson, but it's stolen. And oh, number 15 can't drain that shot. MG passing it around, and oh, kicked off Fort Atkinson player. Stays with MG. And it's checked in for net. Houston gives it to Hep. Oh. He's fouled. And he'll shoot for 2. Looks like Fort Atkinson is playing a bit more aggressive this half. Hep sinks the first shot. And he missed the second one. Bishop recovers it. Houston drives it in out to Nelson, and Nelson puts it up for the 3 and drains the 3. Second of the night. Fort Atkinson giving the ball around. Baker for three, and no, he cannot connect. Hep rebounds it. Gives it to Nelson. Nelson out to Houston. Houston to Hep. Hep drives it in, and ooh, puts it in for that layup. Looks like MG will have to be a bit more careful with the ball. Fort Atkinson stole it twice this half. Heffelder out to Wixom. Wixom for three, and ooh, he sinks the three. Hep puts it up for three, and oh, he drains it too. Offsetting Wixom's three just now. Wixom has it around the three-point arc. And Wixom drains another three. Nelson drives in, tries to give it to Bishop, but no, it's stolen by Baker. Baker gives it to Kosen. Kosen gives it to Wixom, and Wixom for another three, and oh, he can't connect. Anderson gives it to Bishop. Bishop out to Houston. Houston gives it out to Nelson. Nelson for three. Oh, so close. Wixom brings it back out. Wixom for another three. Can't connect. Bishop using those quarterback arms to throw it back in bounds. And looks like Fort Atkinson was fouled. No, sorry, Fort Atkinson did foul. Now Sam Gronsky and Kyle Nett are coming into the game. And Fort Atkinson puts almost their entire bench out on the field. Looking like they know it's over. Nelson gives it to Nett. Nett brings it into Gronsky, and Gronsky puts it up for two. Now we got Vandermouse bringing it up. Vandermouse out to 23. 23 puts it up, can't connect. Puts it out to Houston. Houston drives with the ball. Gives it out to Gronsky. Gronsky gives it back to Houston. Houston to Gronsky. Gronsky to Nelson. Nelson tries to bring it in and out to Nett. Nett for the jump shot, and no, he can't connect. 32 bringing it up for Fort Atkinson. Out to 15. Vandermouse with the ball. Drives it in. Fort Atkinson passing the ball around. There's a foul on the play. Now we got Lance Nelson and Trey Loken coming into the game. It's Fort Atkinson's ball. Kyle Nett and Caden Nelson will go out. Kyle Nett with 4 points and Caden Nelson with 14. Lance Nelson will bring it up to Loken. Loken drives in, and no, he's fouled. He'll shoot for two. Loken gets the first one. Those are his first points of the night. And he sinks the other one, giving Loken 2 on the night. Wixom brings it up. Wixom to Vandermouse. Vandermouse to Yoder. Yoder puts it in, and no. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with Fort Atkinson. Lance Nelson to guard Wixom. Floating gives it out to Vandermouse. Fort Atkinson will get the ball. Gives it out to Vandermouse. Logan guarding him close. Gives it out to Floatin. Gronsky gets charged with the foul, and now Fort Atkinson will get the ball back. Gives it out to Vandermouse. Vandermouse to Yoder. Wixom has the ball around the 3. Gives it to Floatin inside. Floatin gives it to Yoder. He puts it up for a jump shot, and he can't connect. Loken comes up with the ball. Gives it to Lance Nelson. Nelson drives in. Gives it back out to Loken. Loken drives in. He gives it to Isaac Stinson. Stinson almost connects, but not quite. Fort Atkinson drives it in. Wixom around the 3. Looking to maybe connect one more time. And yes, he does on an easy layup inside. Oh, Loken gives a little shove pass out to Stinson. Stinson gives it back to Loken, but looks like he'll be charged with the foul. Fort Atkinson will get the ball back. Sam Heppel and Caden Nelson are coming into the game now. Henry Houston goes out.
59-25, under 11 to go.
Number 21 drives it in and gets a layup for Fort Atkinson. And looks like there's going to be it's going to be out of bounds. Giving Fort Atkinson the ball back. Trey Loken will recover the ball. Loken driving it in. He fights his way through a couple of Fort Atkinson defenders. Gives it to Nelson. Nelson gives it to Lance Nelson. Nelson gives it back to Nelson. Loken now as the ball drives it in. Gives it to Hep. Hep puts it up, and no, he can't connect. Looks like he'll be fouled, and he'll go to the charity stripe. That'll be Sam Hep's 12th point of the night. 12 out of that 60-27 lead. And Hep drains his second. MG guarding a little looser than the first half. And it's inside, but Caden Nelson ends up getting it. And no, he'll lose it out of bounds. Baker brings it in. And, oh, we got Zahn sinking it. Nelson will give it back to Loken. Loken will drive it up. Loken drives in and, oh, almost stolen by Fort Atkinson, but it ends up in Nelson's hand, and he drains a three. What a turn of events for MG. 9 minutes to go. 64-29 MG. Net out to Bishop. Bishop to Nelson, and Nelson can't connect on a three-pointer. Carson Anderson and Henry Houston coming in for MG. Ooh, Floden tries to put it up. Can't connect, and looks like he'll go to the free throw line.
So the rebound for Stetson is scored 27. At the line shooting two, Flodine.
Isaac Stinson, that's his fourth. Flodine to the line. 17 foul for the Silver Eagles. Flodine gets the first. Thank Jonas Office Products and Krieger Jeweler, both located in Fort Atkinson, and by Premier Bank, serving in Jefferson Rock and Walworth County. Second one getting set on the way for Flodine is on the way, rolls off.
Floating can't connect on the second one, and Houston will take it up for MG.
64-32 halfway through.
Houston gives it to Anderson. Anderson to Loken. Anderson has the ball, gives it to Loken. Loken drives in, gives it to Stinson. Stinson to Bishop. Bishop to Houston. Houston to Loken. Loken puts it up for three, and ooh, can't connect. Houston to Stinson. Stinson gives it to Houston. Houston out to Bishop. Stinson gets the ball, and it's out on Fort Atkinson. MG will get that ball back.
Nelson, number 14, Martin.
Dixon will check in for Flodine. Dixon, career high tonight, 15 points so far. That's a bright spot.
Lance Nelson gets the inbound. Stinson out to Houston. Houston to Nelson. Nelson drives it in, gives it out to Jacob Munns. Munns to Anderson. And, oh, it'll be off Stinson. And it'll go to Fort Atkinson. Fort Atkinson slowly makes their way up. Baker at the key, gives it out. Heffelder drives in. And almost gets the jump ball. Lance Nelson tries to take it away. Looks like he'll be fouled by Munns. And Yoder will go to the line. 7 minutes, 11 seconds to play in the second half.
Radio broadcast is going to be January 22nd. The boys take on Delavan Dairy. Yoder misses the first free throw.
Yoder misses on the first one.
Bring you when their next game is here in just a little bit. Tonight's game is brought to you by Davis Stewardine, Excellence in Eye Care in Fort Atkinson and Whitewater, and by Brown and Weber Insurance in Fort Atkinson and Ryan's Auto Care in Lake Mills. Yoder unfortunately misses both free throws.
Ooh, Mun's out to Nelson.
54-32.
Nelson gives it to Stinson. Stinson puts it out to Houston. Houston drives in and gives it to Nelson. Nelson back to Houston. Anderson has the ball, puts it up, and gets it in for 2.
That was a pretty turnaround jumper by the 6'6" senior center. Hoffelder over to Wixom at the top. Again, Wixom with a career high 15 tonight. Hoffelder right behind him with 10. Hoffelder coming off a career
Yoder will bring it out to the key. Fort Atkinson passing around, and he'll step out of bounds, giving MG the ball.
on the baseline on the
A lot of subs coming in. Loken, Schreiner, Gronsky, and Friedeland will come into the game.
And Monday, January 14th against Milton. We'll see that January 14th game. That's the makeup Milton game. That one we'll see if we're going to be broadcasting. There's nothing on the air. That would be a good game. Right now, both Milton and Fort Atkinson looking for their first conference win.
Looks like MG will be
Plays Oregon.
far on their side, driving it in. And Loken almost gets the ball stolen, but he recovers it back again out to Munz. Munz gives it to Schreiner. Schreiner gives it back to Loken. Loken gives it to Munz. Out to Schreiner. MG passing around. Fort Atkinson gets the ball. And they drive in. Giving it out to Yoder by the 3, and ooh, he can't connect. Friedeland putting it up to Loken. Loken give it to Munz. Munz puts it up for a 2 jump shot, and ooh, he can't connect. Gronsky puts it out to Loken. Loken at the key gives it to Munz. Looks like there will be a foul, and it'll be Fort Atkinson ball.
After the Fort Atkinson Lady Blackhawks look to break a 40-game conference losing streak tomorrow night, they hit the non-conference trail on Monday. At White
Baker will bring it up for Fort Atkinson.
you can hear both games. You can hear on WKCH 106.9. Tomorrow night, pregame from 7:05. Hopefully 7:15 tip. Monday, same time. Oregon and Fort.
Loken brings it back out for MG. Munz gives it back to Loken. Loken to Schreiner. Schreiner inside for the easy 2.
Get a little streak going on with a conference win and Will Schreiner turnaround jumper.
Wixom almost loses the ball to Munz. And Gronsky fouls on Yoder, and Yoder gets the and 1.
So we have now number 22, Gronsky.
Gronsky fouls out of the game with 2 points.
And looks like Gronsky will foul out of the game.
68-34.
He leads with 2 points. Subs come in. Anderson comes in for Gronsky, and Lance Nelson comes in for Loken. Loken's sitting at 4 fouls. Might be cutting it close.
Yoder's tough luck from the free throw line.
Anderson recovers Yoder's missed free throw, gives it to Nelson. Nelson drives it in. Puts it out to Schreiner. Schreiner gives it to Nelson. Nelson to Munz. Munz to Friedeland at the top, gives it a jump shot, and ooh, he makes the jump shot too. Munz will guard Wixom.
Different Silver Eagle player to score here tonight for Monona Grove. Wixom, right side.
Wixom drives it in, and ooh, he can't connect on the layup. Carson Anderson gives it to Jacob Munz. Munz gives it to Lance Nelson. Nelson gives it out to Friedeland. Fredlin puts it into Atkinson, and loses the ball, but Fort Atkinson puts it out of bounds, giving MG the ball back. Fort Atkinson will recover the ball. MG will recover a missed three-pointer. Schreiner at the three-point. Lance Nelson at the key. Shot by Anderson isn't good, and he'll be fouled. Go to the line.
Tonight's game broadcast is brought to you by J.M. Carpets in Fort Atkinson, Fort Community Credit Union.
Anderson will shoot two. First one is missed. 3 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the game. And MG up double Fort Atkinson's points, 70-34. Anderson missed the second one. Fredlin recovers, gives it out to Munz. Munz gives it to Nelson. Nelson drives in, gives it out to Munz. Munz shoots for three, and he drains it. That's his first points of the night. Fort Atkinson will try to get some points, but no, it is recovered by Fredlin. Encarnacion tries to put it up, and yeah, he'll get two. Munz will bring it in. Munz puts it out to Schreiner. Schreiner shoots it for three, and almost connects, but not quite. Munz back at the key, gives it to Fredlin. Fredlin out to Nelson. Nelson gives it to Atkinson. Anderson almost gets the layup, but can't quite. Out of bounds goes towards MG. Two minutes left to go in the game. Fort Atkinson bringing it around, puts it up for jump shot and can't quite get it. Fredlin recovers, gives it to Munz. Munz gives it to Schreiner, who's inside, and puts it up for an easy two-point layup. Fort Atkinson bringing it in, and it'll be fouled. With the double bonus, Encarnacion will go to the line. Encarnacion missed the first one. Second one, he also misses. Fort Atkinson recovers, bringing it out, and no good. Looks like there'll be a foul. Fort Atkinson will shoot two more. Less than a minute on the clock. 77-37 in Monona Grove. Encarnacion makes his first one.
boys back in action next Thursday night against the Oregon Panthers in conference play. Second one on the way.
Encarnacion hits both. Munns will bring it up slowly, trying to chew that clock out. Munns gives it out to Freidelin, almost out of bounds, but Nelson recovers. Nelson gives it to Munns. Munns fights his way for the ball. Munns gets back in and, puts it up for the 2. Impressive play by Jacob Munns. Fordak for 3 and can't get it in. And Fort Atkinson just can't seem to hit a 3 anymore. 3, 2, 1. MG wins 79-39. And Fort Atkinson will go down to 0-10. MG will go to 7-3 on the season. Thanks for tuning in to Monona Grove Basketball. We'll see you next time.